Good morning. Well, we had a rude awakening this morning at 5:50, where I think it must have been a forklift truck or something reversing, or a kind of very slow moving vehicle that maybe just has one gear and a beacon on it that flashes and goes beep beep beep. 5:50, so it went very, very slowly, came from probably somewhere down there and went that way. Must have woke the whole bloody village up. So I'm cranky today already. That's it, I've got started, so I am already on the crank. So about another 4 hours of driving today, and then we're going to be at Jeannie's, which will be brilliant. And then yeah, I'll stay for a couple of days there, and then we have booked the ferry home, and the ferry is on Sunday. So sad times all round, but we've got things to do and people to see, as it always is. So we're going to stop for somewhere, maybe see how well we go. We've told Gina we're going to get there for about 2, so if we've got enough time we may stop and have a little nap, because if we get to Jeannie's it'll be full on, because we've not seen her for so long, so it'll be so lovely to get to see her again, and the girls when they get home from school. So yeah, let's get going. So we thought we'd stop off in Luxembourg and get some fuel on the way, because fuel in Luxembourg is 1.48, which is cheaper than all the places around it. And it's snowing. I've just been in, something for the girls, flowers for my sister, like you do. I've just filled up and I've got 879 miles to the tank. So in today's version and video of what other shit can possibly go wrong, we are at a Peugeot garage. See? So, and John's van is there. They had a look at it yesterday. We were literally just driving and he lost all power. We pulled over the side of the road. He tried everything he could to try and fix it. It was a really busy main road, so I towed him off that main road to somewhere, like it's a shopping centre that was just a little bit further out of the way in Luxembourg. Pulled over there, he had another crack at stuff. We called out the RAC. They didn't even try to fix his van. They just literally put it on the back of a low loader and dropped it off here, where they didn't also tell the garage that anybody was coming. So for some reason it just gets me how it's just easy. It's easy to do that. And then last night when we're getting ready to figure out what's going on, a guy walks into the dealership as we're talking to the guy in very bad Fringlish, with John's sister helping out a little bit because she used to live in France, but using lots of terminology that wasn't familiar to her at all. A taxi came in for John. Nobody knew that a taxi was coming in, and he was taking him to a hotel. But we didn't know which hotel because nobody had told him that he was going to a hotel. So it was all a bit up in the air, with everything being up in the air anyway. Throwing around all sorts of quotes and things. No doubt John has already got a video out about this, because we were umming and ahhing about whether we should include it in a video. But this is the kind of stuff that you would always put in a video for things that can go wrong and what you can do to either help yourself or to get around it in any way, because obviously it's bad enough if you're just driving around in a camper van. That's a camper van holiday home rather than it being your house. So anyway, he's managed to sort something out, and John will be leaving tonight with his van, and I won't be. So depending on what time the guy gets here depends on what happens to me next. There is an air. We're in Bastogne in Belgium, and there's an air in the town centre. I parked behind the hotel last night and stayed there. So we're going to go in there for the day today and go and get some food and stuff while we're waiting for this guy to come. Tempting fate, soon as I bought flowers. And when I was thinking the tempting fate thing, you know, you'd never do anything, would you? You'd never do anything good, because you'd think if I do this, it's going to ruin it. So yeah, none of that. We're having none of that. So I woke up in the middle of the night. I didn't think I was going to get some sleep at all. I think it was about 2 o'clock by the time I went to actually tired enough to get to sleep, with mind racing and stuff. I remembered I'm going to have to get the ferry on my own on Sunday. big girl pants time. Big girl pants. Even then it's making me swallow because it's just like, oh my God. I don't cling to John like a limpet when I'm on the ferry. So having him there is very good for me. But I'm sure I'll be fine. And if it's rough, I'll just go to the back of the boat instead of the front of the boat this time. And yeah, I'll figure it out. It'll be absolutely fine. So yeah, all of that, and then I'm just going to see how long it takes me to get back up to Willowfields, which is where John's being taken with his van. So that's it. That's the exciting adventures of John and Mandy today. I mean, I know people have been saying that they want us to travel in one van for a bit, like they'd prefer us to be in the same van, but this is taking the mickey a bit. Yeah, this is not what we planned. It's not as much fun as I thought. So John's just packing up some stuff. He brought all of his valuables into my van last night, so I was the gatekeeper of the valuables rather than joining him in the hotel. Although I did go in and have a quick shower in his hotel room, which was perfect. So he's getting all of that stuff done now, and we're just going to speak to the Peugeot garage because we can't stay in this locked up bit at the side because they lock the gate at 6, and if the guy gets here after 6, we don't want the van to be behind here, so we're going to have to ask him for a push to get out to the front parking area instead. There is always something, isn't there? So that's the next bit, then food, then figure out what the heck I'm going to do next. Right, so we're all parked up in the centre of Bastogne, but look, it's got a tank. We've got the information centre with all the American flags on. There's a big museum just down the road, which we're probably not going to have time for today. So, yeah, let's go and see what we can find. So that's the hotel that John stayed in. And there's a train carriage. That's the restaurant for the hotel. So it looks cool. It's a bit on the expensive side, though. So we're just looking at places, and then we realised that we're on a square, a very popular square in Belgium. You see, John and I love a good fondue or a raclette. It's coming. It's coming, but not yet. Gone for fondue, ain't we? What you gonna fondue?
What we're gonna fondle do?
What?
Hey, fondle do.
What? Doodle-doo?
Doodle-doo.
Doodle-doo. So I'm in the toilets at this restaurant where we've just had like the best fondue, but this is my journey back to the table. Are you ready? Well, apart from having a very, very annoying squeak behind my head, I'm on my own. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I was going to wait with John until the van came and collected him, but that meant that I really didn't know. As I said before, I didn't really know what I was going to do with myself. So we decided that I should just go to Jeannie's. So there's good light, get there in good time, so I should be there about 4 o'clock, I think, today. And that feels like a better decision, even though I didn't like leaving John at the dealership. It's only an hour and a half away if I need to come back for anything. So, yeah. So that's the new thing. That's what's happening now. Well, what a day. What an absolute day. So I had a very early start this morning after a late night last night waiting for John to be picked up. I am ever so glad I went to his sister's first because it was 1 o'clock gone by the time he was picked up. So at least I was there. I had a lovely evening, had some tea, sat down, nattered, caught up like you do. It was lovely. And then I had to do a bit of work this morning. So I've been up really early, and then I managed to have lunch with Jeannie and Eugene and Chelsea before having to leave. And then when it came up, it was like 3.5 hours. Went to Auchan in Dunkirk to get some of the things that you can't do without, you know, the obvious things like cheese crisps. But they're actually, the bags are in the front because I've got nowhere to put them all. But they actually do, you know, like the ready-made rice in the packets that you put in the microwave. But they do a Chinese style one that's got onions, peas and little cubes of ham in with it, and I could just eat that on its own. And they do a paella one that's got chicken and chorizo in it. So I've got some of those. It's stuff like that. John likes the tins of tartiflette. However, look. So we had a good sushi selection. So I've literally got, and for every 8 pieces of sushi, you get a sachet of normal soy sauce, sweet soy sauce, and ginger, and wasabi, if that's your thing. And they had chopsticks, and forks, and all the things. So it's got all of my favourite stuff. So I'm starving. So I can't wait to get stuck in. I've got my iPad here ready with some Grey's Anatomy on it. Got a baguette, because you've got to get a baguette when you go, don't you? And I'm thinking, because I'm getting the ferry tomorrow, I've got some work to do in the morning before I go over. So I'm going to probably miss about lunchtime. So I'm going to be brave and I'm going to make a sandwich with fresh, nice French baguette and ham and stuff. And take it on the ferry with me. So I'm not paying silly prices and I'll have something nicer anyway. So yeah, so we'll see how my belly does with that. John's on the ferry at the minute. And he said it's not so bad. He's sat at the back. It's a bit side to sidey, but it's not too bad. So he's going to let me know when he gets there. So that's it. I'm going to eat some sushi, sit up front for a little bit, watch a bit of Grey's Anatomy, and I think it's going to be a real early night for me because I am exhausted. This is the little air. Looks like there's a chap that's been there for a while, and then there's just me and 2 others here. There are bins. So that's where I'm going now. Get rid of a bit of rubbish. I've been carrying this water bottle around me for a while, but obviously going back into Willowfields tomorrow, and that should be fine. So yeah, good little park up. 20 minutes to the ferry. I'm going to see if I can rush now and get the next ferry. So watch this space and see what happens. Hello. Thank you. I always find I'm stuck in the middle. It's like I'm not a truck, but I'm not a car, so I don't know what to do.
You can catch 12.50.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
There you go, line number 1105.
11:05. Lovely. Have a lovely day. Thank you. Bye. Yes. There we go. I get the earlier ferry, and apparently lane 11:05. It's a lot. Big number, that, isn't it?
Listen properly. 769,820.2 million.
Let's see how we go for, I think this is another passport control maybe. Who knows? So I read on the important emails that you get sent through for the DFS thing. The app's really good, so you get all the different things on there. And it said that if I want to buy anything from duty free, I've got to remember to take this with me, which I forgot last time. So that's a nice reminder for what I need to take with me, because if John's not there, I'm just going to go shopping, and you know, what am I going to do? Sit and feel sick? I don't think so. Bonjour. Merci. Merci beaucoup. Bonne journée. Smashing. So that's and that's on the floor. So that's passports done. I'm glad I got the earlier ferry. The bit of work I was doing this morning took a little bit long, so I was like 20 minutes late leaving than I thought I was going to be. I think check-in finishes in 1 minute. So yes, that's definitely a good call. See, and all we need now is a smooth sailing. If I get a smooth sailing, then I'm sorted. So, and she said I don't need to go through the truck lanes, because even though I'm not quite a car, but apparently I've been parked with the cars and not the freight. So yeah, this will do nicely. I don't know if I said, I'm not going to go straight to Willowfields tonight, because I've had an early start this morning. I've been up since about 5:30, and that's a bit dangerous to be doing all of that driving in one day, because I think it's still 4.5 hours from Dover. So instead, Steve and Viv, who were out in the marina in Portugal, they only live an hour and a half away from Dover, so I'm going to go there and spend the night with them, which is so lovely of them to offer. But so yeah, I'll go and do that and chill out for a little bit, and then I can get a good start tomorrow and just set off whenever I need to and make sure I'm there by 6 o'clock. So yeah, good stuff. You notice how much I'm chatting? I'm absolutely shitting myself. Alright, where do you want me to go, fella? Where am I going? There we go. All done. Right, don't forget that handbrake. Right, get leapt up and get up there. I thought I'd come in and check the wine out just before I leave. Just seen the White Cliffs of Dover anyway, so we're almost there. So I'm just going to maybe grab a bottle of wine and then get ready to go back to the van. I think I'm coming down with a cold. It sounds in my head like my voice is terrible right now, so I don't know what it sounds like to you guys. But I was up coughing and very snotty all night last night. I got to our friend's place in Essex for maybe, was it about 4:30 maybe? The ferry took a little bit longer and then I had to stop for fuel or whatever on the way. We had a lovely evening. We were just sat chilling, and they just had the family round because Steve celebrated his birthday with us while we were away in Portugal. So just seen his family for that. So I literally sat down and had a glass of fizz plonked in my hand, which was lovely. And we just chatted, had a Chinese takeaway, which was lovely. Really one of those nights where you're just sitting chatting and you know you're never going to run out of things to say. So it was really lovely. And then I just was flagging, so I came and got in bed, but I've not slept much. So proper full-on cold water wash to try and wake myself up today. I've taken 2 Nurofen cold and flu. Just checked the time and it's about 3 hours from here to Willowfield. So all being well, it's just going to be a nice straight journey up there, and the painkillers and tablets won't wear off before I get there. I'm just going to do a little quick shop because John needs some things. Obviously he can't go anywhere apart from to the local shop on his bike, so I'll grab something on the way, and yeah, just take it easy. I think I've no work or anything tomorrow, so I'm hoping to just have a chill day. I feel like I need it. I've not done, it feels like it's been full on, socialising is always lovely, but it does take it out of me. And having seen John's sister and Steve and Viv, as lovely as it's been, it does wear me out a bit. But obviously we've got things to sort out. John's going to be making some phone calls today to see what he can do with getting his van in to be fixed. So we've got to work on that for how long it's going to take and how long John's going to need. All the options of things to see what we can do. So watch this space. I think something might surprise you with some of the things we've been thinking about anyway. So, but with us, who knows what's going to go on next? Who knows? It's either bad stuff or stuff coming right from the wings and smacking you around the face.